I don't remember where I first heard this or who I learned it from or where it came from, but I want to talk to you today about the 1% rule. And the idea behind it is every day you get up, you try to get 1% better than you were the day before. So it's a rule about daily improvements. And when you think about it in context, break it out, right? If you're getting 1% better, and I'm going to do it in a basic linear, even though it grows exponential, but let's talk about it from a linear standpoint. If you grow 1% better every single day, then 100 days later, you're twice as good as you were today. It's not really that long, right? It's just over 3 months. So I think this is a really good way that a lot of times when I work with new employees, hey, you're brand new, here's your 90-day plan. It's why I think 90-day plans are so important, that structure. But to think about incremental improvements is a new thing you know nothing about, you're learning about. Just focus on getting 1% better every day. And by the time they've been there 90 days, they're twice as good as they were in understanding what they are doing now than they were when they started. And I think what it really highlights is the importance and power of slow and consistent improvements over a long sustainable period instead of just trying to double up and get twice as good overnight, which, let's be honest, with most of it just isn't realistic. So as powerful as that rule is, and as much sense as it makes to do that when you first start a new job or a new task or learning a new thing, how often do we continue to apply it once we're good at the thing? We go back to our old ways, right? We don't continue to think about, all right, am I getting 1% better every day? I'm already good at the thing. Do I need to still continue getting better? Well, this is the perfect opportunity of knowing that maybe now it's time to pivot and decide what is the new thing that I want to really focus on and continue to get better so that you can hit that next S curve and see that 1% improvement on that new skill for the next 90 days or more, right? Until you become an expert at it. Really make the 1% rule work. You can't just focus it all around one skill indefinitely. You will get to the point of getting diminishing returns. For example, if you want to continue to get stronger, you can lift weights and work different muscles, but you will absolutely peak out at some point where, the S curve hits. That doesn't mean that you stop the 1% improvements. You just start fitting in other things. You should be swapping these things out. One of the really good, powerful aspects of the 1% improvement goal is it really helps you digest and set nice, small micro goals, right? Like daily goals. All right, did I get better today? What did I get better at? And helps you see progress because a lot of times it's hard to think long term. It's hard to strategize long term. But if we can break things up into these small things, we might not notice them, but we can definitely feel them. And because we're seeing that accomplishment, it helps with your own self-worth. It helps you celebrate those small wins and reinforcing the positive progress that you're making. Hopefully you can also see how the 1% rule also forces focus. You can only work on one or two things at a time. So it really narrows it down to kind of help you prioritize and get good at those certain things that are of urgent need. And so that you have those skills and those powers at a later date. So that's really it for today. Nice little short one here. 1% rule. Think about it. It's such a powerful way to think about it. Did you get 1% better today? I know I can't get there overnight, but I want to be good at this thing. Let me spend some amount of time, and I'm going to get 1% better every single day for the next 3 months at it. And then see where you are. And then you can reevaluate and say, is this the thing I still need to continue to get better on? Or am I starting to see diminishing returns in it? Let's go work on something else. Because over the long term, you see exponential growth. Something that might be 1% better today, well, if you've been doing it for 3 months, you're 2% better per day than you were then, right? Because you've already doubled up in your ability at something. So think about that. Nice little simple mentality, life hack, work hack to add in. What are you doing to get 1% better each and every day?